Oh boy. I just looked at the schedule and realized the last time LSU had a win in SEC play was almost a month ago. 3 days off. And here you are. You get two in one day.
We're back, Zachary. We're so back. So back.
What did I
Oof,
tell you
man.
about calling me Zachary, man? Come on now. This is
Oh,
reserved for
sorry.
my wife
bad.
and my mother.
My bad. My bad.
I'm
My bad.
gonna start calling you Little
Okay.
David.
Okay. You know that like the only people that call me David are like close family and my wife too. So I've had to get used to that. So you can get used to it every
All
once in a
right, so you
while.
want me to just call you Dave? I'm more than happy just calling you Dave.
It has been an adjustment having everyone just call me David because for my entire life, anytime I get called David, I'm usually in trouble. So now that everyone just calls me that, it's been an adjustment for sure.
Well, that's the problem. Is everybody in the social media and media space now knows you as David. So I'm like, okay, I have to kind of play along with that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I guess it sounds more professional, but oh well.
All right, I'm going back to calling you Dave. This you're witnessing this decision live on air.
There we
I'm
go.
going back to calling him Dave.
This is what happens. This is what happens when we finally see LSU set up to sweep their first SEC series of the year in week
Oh my
12.
goodness. Week 12. Oh
Week
my
12.
god.
So this is
It's
the first time that they've been, and not including. Shout out Corey Diaz who mentioned this earlier. I knew it was the first SEC win, but unless you count like the round robin type thing, whatever, with the Dartmouth Northeastern weekend where they won the first three games of that weekend, this is the first time since opening weekend that they've won games 1 and 2 and have been like going for a sweep on game three of a single team.
brutal.
Very
Brutal,
brutal.
but nice that you've worked your way back here.
Yep.
Incredible. We'll start with game one and then we'll transition to game two. Having two games today, it makes most sense in my head to go in order of how things played out today. Tigers get the win in game one, 6-1. Really, the big thing that I want to highlight in game one, William Schmidt goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. This is what we talked about with him. Stretch out.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And I'm still not convinced that he couldn't have gone back out. Like if they didn't have a 6-1 lead, I think it was at that point. Like he finished with 97 pitches. Like
Mhm.
I honestly think if it's like a 1 or 2 run game, like he may go back out. I don't know. Like I think they just saw the situation just to like, hey, we can get him out now. You're set up. You can use Fontenot. They probably felt pretty good about getting through tonight's game. But I don't know. I say that. I mean, outside of asking, outside of asking either of your starting pitchers to do something unrealistic and go complete game, you could not have drawn that up better for how they got through those 2 games with the pitching staff. I mean, and 4 pitchers through 18 innings is just crazy work. And you got everybody else ready. Like who would have thought like 2 days ago that you would have been like we're talking about how they're going to make this pitching work if Case and Evans isn't throwing, and what were they going to do? And look where they're at. Like they're in great position, probably some of the best position they've been in on a Sunday in a while.
100%. 100%. We haven't done flow in a while, but we're going to go through flow just to kind of give everybody a reminder of what kind of happened in game one. I'm going to go through some stats real quick, give your voice a break, and then I'll let you get into flow. Multi-base hit game for Stephen Milam and William Patrick. Numerous guys with multi-RBI games. Derek Curiel, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Kate Aaron Beatty, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. And Milam added 2 RBIs to his 2 for 4 day as well. Pitching-wise, we talked about William Schmidt a little bit. Grant Fontenot came in relief, cleaned up pretty well. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. 44 total pitches against 11 batters faced. I will now give you the floor to go into some flow.
Man, speaking of flow, it's been a while. It's been going back to the Tennessee Easter Sunday is the last time that I did game flow.
Maybe
So
that's the problem. Are we the problem?
No, well, it did just been a lot of losses since then. We just don't hadn't felt like anyone really wanted to go through flow of some of those losses. So if y'all
Fair
want to
enough.
hear flow through losses, then let us know. But we just made that assumption. Uh, yeah, so we start off in the first inning. Man, this it started in about like the most 2026 LSU baseball way possible. The first hitter of the game hits a infield fly that drops in between four people, and it was just like, here we go. But then you get a 6-3 double play by Milam to get the two outs, but then you go back-to-back doubles, and just like that, South Carolina's on the board first with a 1-0 lead. Schmidt gets the strikeout to end it. Then we go to the bottom of the first, and then the offense went to work immediately. Mason Braun, who's just been incredible. We'll talk a lot about him. Leadoff single, Omar Cerna doubles. Derek Curiel hits a ground out that drives in a run to make it 1-1. And then Kate Aaron Beatty, who had a really good day overall, singles to make it 2-1. Milam singled after that, but then a foul out and a Ruckert walk was followed by a ground out by William Patrick to stop it at 2-1. Go to the second, it was 3 up, 3 down for Schmidt, pop out, K, pop out. Then you go to the bottom of the second, Tigers added to the lead. Crooked numbers in each of the first two innings in game one was just fantastic to see. Picking up where they left off last weekend. Reeves flies out to start the inning. Braun draws a walk, and he's on for the second time in 2 innings already. Cerna gets hit by a pitch. Derek Curiel singles to drive home one, make it 3-1. Kate Beatty struck out, but a wild pitch had moved the runners up to second and third. And with two outs, we got our first golden of the day. Stephen Milam drives home two with a single before Eddie Yaman strikes out to end the inning. Let me turn my page. Usually I get about 3 or 4 innings out of a page, but with those, they did so much offensively that I only got 2 innings out of it, and I'm okay with that.
It warms your heart, doesn't it?
Waste my paper. I'm good with it. We go to the third and get a strikeout, ground out, and then Schmidt loses. He walks his first batter after starting 0-2, but then gets a fly out to end it. Not much going on in the third. William Patrick singled, but then Tanner Reeves hit into a double play. Go to the fourth. William Schmidt strikes out the side outside of a 2-out single. That was it. But 3 Ks in the inning. Bottom of the fourth, LSU adds to the lead again. Mason Braun grounds out. But then Omar Cerna walks. That's his third time on base in 3 at-bats. Derek Curiel gets on with a E4 and a fielder's choice run a second and third, and Kate Aaron Beatty drives in a run with a ground out to make it 6-1 there. And that was all for the fourth. You go to the fifth, and then this is when the defense showed up for William Schmidt. Stephen Milam makes a barehanded slow roller play, and off the bat, and like even as it's getting to him, we know it's Stephen Milam, and everyone was like, "There's probably no chance." He got him by 3 steps. We were right; it wasn't close, but it wasn't close like the runner, just ridiculous. Schmidt gets a strikeout, and then another slow roller. Jack Ruckert, man, we talked about him. He's been coming along. He makes a slow roller play for out number 3. It originally got called safe. They went to replay, and it was overturned for out. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Nothing much going on outside of a William Patrick infield hit, which was his second of the day. Shout out to the freshman. We go to the sixth. Schmidt gives up a leadoff single, but then another double play, 2-1 game, 6-4-3. Erases that immediately, and then another ground out to Stephen Milam. And that would be the end of the day for William Schmidt. 97 pitches, gets you through 6, his second longest outing of the year. Go to the bottom of 6, Mason Braun walks, but then Cerna hits into a double play. Curiel pops out. Go to the 7th, and this is where Grant Fontenot takes over. He gets 2 ground outs and a fly out, a quick 3 up, 3 down, no problem. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Is a quick 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. Beatty and Milan both strike out looking. Daniel Harden, another first pitch pop out, which was surprising. He had come into the game in the top of the half defensively for Eddie Yaman. You go to the 8th, and this is where really since the first, this is the most trouble that the Tigers got into. Hit a single, and then this was the play. It was a tailor-made double play ball that Milam kind of booted, but he picked it up in enough time to get the out at second. But the rush throw it was just bang bang. Rucker couldn't make the catch. The error actually ended up getting credit to Ruckert. He should have caught the ball, but it was uncharacteristic from Stephen Milam to even get to
Yeah.
that point. That put runners on first and second with nobody out in a 6-1 game, but then fly out and back-to-back strikeouts from Grant Fontenot ended that. Um, Bottom of the eighth, Tigers got a couple 2-out base runners on. Reeves got hit by a pitch, and Mason Braun walked, but that was it. And go to the ninth, and it was fly out, strikeout, strikeout. And for the first time in, I think, like 3 years, Tigers win, Tigers win.
3 years.
Sure did feel like it.
Oh my god, it's felt. I mean, you didn't win an SEC game for the entire month of April.
Since Easter.
Just
It's
kidding.
crazy.
Just kidding. You won 2 in April, but in
The Tennessee
Easter,
series.
yeah. I forgot that was April. To be honest, that's how long April felt because of this losing streak. Yes, nice to finally move past this losing streak. And it's not to
Man,
say next week won't go back to that, but we're focused on the wins right now.
we'll take them while we can get them.
Right. I noticed this in the first game. It carried over into the second game, but I did want to highlight William Patrick defensively as well. He looked shaky the first couple games that he was in right field with Jake Brown being out, but he seems like he's gotten so much more comfortable in right field.
He does, and let me tell you, like that, the wind today was no joke. The wind was blowing straight in, and then even in the second game tonight was blowing in, but like across. It was blowing the ball away from center field towards the right field foul line for him. And that was, I mean, he had to get on his horse for a couple balls that normally are probably just routine flyouts. Yeah, man, he looks comfortable. I mean, I talked about that on Wednesday. I Everyone was a little bit worried about that shakiness, but like I said, I told you all about how I'd even asked Jake Brown about this a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that they, like, when they get to a new ballpark. I don't remember where I talked about this. I don't know if it's on the show or not, but
I think it was.
it was.
I think so.
But they do like twilight practice where they go out in a new stadium when they get there at like that, that time of day. And just the whole environment, it's just different. Especially when you're talking about a freshman who was playing 1A baseball last year. I mean, it's a gigantic difference, just in environment in general. But yeah, I mean, Patrick, he had, I think, 3 hits total today, between the 2 games. What more can you ask for from your freshman who just started, I think, his 6th game of the season tonight?
I think, yes, you are correct. Here's a fun question for you. Who looks more comfortable taking on a new starting role between William Patrick and Jack Ruckert?
I think Jack Ruckert looks as comfortable as ever. I really do. At the plate, in the field, like that kid looks like he's been playing all year. And I tweeted this earlier. I said it's hard not to imagine what this team would look like if he got in there earlier. I know he did. Like, he had the 2 blunders against Vanderbilt and Oklahoma that really cost you that Oklahoma series. I understand that. I'm not saying it makes sense that he hadn't been in there more, but it's hard to not wonder, like, man, like they had a lot of issues at the position, and what could have been different, in some of these close games. Jay talked about that in the press conference after. Well, we only talked to Jay once, after tonight's game, but he said, like, one of their staples is winning close games, like since he's been at LSU. And this year they've like lost all of those close games. And that's been the difference. And a lot of that's been defense.
Yeah. Gonna find another thing or two to talk about. But if anybody wants to put any comments or questions about game 1, quickly, so David can go through flow for game 2 and he can get on the road and get home before midnight. Let us know. I'm trying to think.
Mason Braun in the leadoff position, man, has just been. Shout out to Trip. Trip noticed this and called it out. Even like in the middle of game 1, Mason Braun is your team leader in on base percentage. Like before today, and then he got on base 4 out of 5 times in game 1, and then got on base. I think it was 2 out of 3 or 4 times in game 2. I don't remember. I don't have that.
2 out of 4. 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. So gets on base six out of 9 times today. That's 666, and his on base percentage was like at 480, I think, coming into the day. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? And that's a go listen to that interview. That's a he's we talked to two freshmen tonight. That was awesome. I just thought about that. But
Future.
yes, yes. But go somebody who was asked, I asked him. I said he was asked, like I forgot that quick. I asked him about had he ever hit leadoff before. Prior, I mean, because all these kids that are playing for LSU were the best player on their team in high school. And those guys
Right.
typically aren't hitting leadoff. And he even said, he's like, yeah, he's like, I used to hate hitting leadoff because I like seeing the pitcher work to somebody else before I went up there. He said, but he's just Jay gave him the plan and was just like, just go deliver good at bats. And you go listen to the interview. He breaks it down better than I'm gonna do. But man, he's been good at it. Really good.
Braun reminds me of Kyle Schwarber, big guy leading
So
off.
true. That's so true.
Good point, Robbie. It's a really good point. The other thing with that is, I think, leading off at the high school level versus leading off the college level, you have a lot more information about the pitcher you're facing at the college level as
He
opposed to
said
high
that.
school. Is like,
Yep.
I hadn't gotten a chance to watch any of them yet, but that
Yeah.
feels like that makes a lot more sense and it gives you a lot more comfortability and like, hey, I know what to expect. Like, I'm leading
Yeah.
off. I'm going to be the first guy to see him today. I'll know whether he's on or not, but I know what to expect.
That's yeah. So I mean, that's impressive that you brought that up without even watching the video. But that's exactly what he said. He said they have all the video and like they can see everything that they're going to face before they even step in the box nowadays. So um, that's impressive. I don't know if I can pull this one up. Does it show? I put show on stage. I just want to call out my friend Blair from X, who's in the chat. That's a high school friend there. Thank you for being here, Blair. Appreciate it. No, big LSU baseball fan there. I saw
Awesome.
her right as
Welcome.
we mentioned high school. So, yeah.
That's funny. Funny. All right, let's get into flow for game two.
All
I'm
right.
going to
Let's do
read
it.
the notes off of some stats real quick, give you a quick break on your voice, and then I'll let you get into it.
Okay.
Pitching, another really big factor in this one. Marcos Paz goes 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Really, the only blunder of that game for him was the solo home run in the first, and then he was pretty lights out after that. Devin Sheeran comes in relief, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Didn't really look like he had his best stuff today, but a lot of times, even if Devin Sheeran doesn't have his best stuff, he's still better than a lot of pitchers in college baseball. Talked about Mason Braun, 1 for 3, 3 RBIs and a walk. Omar Cerna, 3 for 4. Mason Braun also had that home run. Cade Aaron Beatty added a home run as well. Went 3 for 5 with 1 RBI, 3 runs. Let's see. Seth Dardar gets a start for the first time in a while. So nice to see Dardar getting to play again. I know it probably pains him both physically and mentally to not be out there. But very good, to see him back out there. 2 for 4, and we got another Dar. I think I said twice. Either way, another Dar double.
Yeah.
Beautiful to see. William Patrick 1 for 4. We kind of talked about him there as well. Tanner Reeves 2 for 3. Really big RBI as well. Fantastic day all around for the Tigers. Game 2 seems like the bats were a little bit hotter than in game 1.
I looked down like in the 8th or 9th inning or looked up at the scoreboard and saw 13 hits. And I didn't even realize that they had 13 hits. I mean, that was, offense picked up right where they left off last weekend. That was good to see.
Extremely good to see. Got some flow for us?
Yeah, let's do it. So Marcos Paz making his second career SEC start. I think it was his 3rd or 4th overall start. I can't remember, but definitely second SEC. Gives up the solo home run in the first, which ended up being the only hit that he gave up all game, but then struck out the side outside of that. Go to the bottom of the first. Omar Cerna doubles, but then they can't get him around. Go to the bottom of the second is a 3 up, 3 down. For Paz, line out, ground out, strikeout. Bottom of the second, it was 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. They had I was worried a little bit that they were getting off to a slow start again. Go to the third. Paz gets a strikeout, walks his first of 3 walks with 1 out, but then Kate Aaron Beatty just guns him out, trying to steal second for the second out of the inning. He gets a flag out and ends up retiring the side in order. And then in the bottom of the third, that's where the offense does get going. Bottom of the lineup, getting it done. William Patrick gets his 3rd hit of the day, first of this game. Tanner Reeves had an infield hit that put runners on first and second. They sacrificed bunt Mason Braun, which we thought was an odd decision, but it moves the runners to second and third. And it's small ball baseball. Omar Cerna comes up and hits a sacrifice fly and ties the game at 1-1, leaving a runner at third. But Curiel flies out, unable to get his second run home. Let's flip the pages again. This is tough to do with one hand. Go to the fourth, strikeout. Paz walks his second walk of the game, but then gets a line out and a ground out to end it. And then this is when the Tigers take the lead. Aaron Beatty hits a beautiful opposite field line drive single to start off the inning. Milam flies out, and here's your dar, whatever you do. Double is your thing, not mine. Dar doubles to put runners on second and third with 1 out. Jack Rucker. I thought this was an important spot or something I wanted to note here. So second and third, 1 out. This is an obvious, especially for a Jay Johnson offense, this is an obvious safety squeeze situation here. Rucker's shown to be one of the best bunters on the team as well. He tried laying one down later. I thought for sure it was going to be. I think they had a mound visit right here. I thought for sure that was going, but Jay gives him the green light on the first pitch, which he does not do often, and Rucker drives it to right center field and gets the run home to give LSU the lead. I just thought that trust just spoke volumes. I really did. That's a freshman who's new to the lineup, like we talked about, new to SEC play. And instead of having him lay a bunt down, which we know he does well, he trusted him to swing away, and he came through, and did his job. I thought that was noteworthy. William Patrick then grounded out, but LSU's up 2-1 at this point. Go to the fifth. This is Paz's last inning of work. Gets a strikeout and a ground out. He did walk his third batter, gave up a stolen base, but then gets a strikeout to end it. I think it was his 8th, if I remember correctly. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Tanner Reeves leads off with a walk, and then Mason Braun does damage like his walk-up song, hits a bomb to right field to make it 4-1. That's his first in SEC play, his 3rd of the year. Omar Cerna grounds out. This is when they got, was that Prisco came in? Was that the second? Yeah, that's when they got the starter,
Prisco,
Stone out.
Yeah.
Mixing games together. Curiel strikes out looking, but then with 2 outs, they get some action going. Aaron Beatty singles, Milam singles, and then Dar drops a bloop single behind third base in to make it 5-1. And then this is the one I was just talking about. Rucker tried to lay down a bunt, but got thrown out by the pitcher to end the inning. You go to the 6th. Devin Sheeran comes in and goes fly out, ground out, strikeout looking to start off his appearance. Let me do a little page flip here. Go to the bottom of 6. You get William Patrick and Tanner Reeves both strike out looking to start the inning. Braun draws another walk. Omar Cerna singled, but then Derek Curiel struck out again to end that inning. Go to the 7th. Devin Sheeran walks the leadoff guy, but then pitches right around the strikeout, pop out, ground out. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Kate Aaron Beatty just mashes a ball to left field straight through the wind. That's directly into the wind that was blowing. That's the direction I was talking about. That's his 14th of the year, his team leading 9th in SEC play, which is crazy. Milan pops out, Dar grounds out, Rucker grounds out to end that inning. Go to the 8th, fly out, strikeout. But then this is the biggest threat that South Carolina gets since, I guess, the first with the home run early in the game. Infield single and a hit by pitch puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. But then Sheeran locks in and gets the fly out to end it. We go to the bottom of the 8th. William Patrick gets on with an error. Reeves, man, this was a beautifully executed hit and run here. Patrick goes in motion. Reeves goes with a pitch that wasn't a strike, just slaps it down the left field line, the third base line.
On the broadcast, they thought that Ciccoli was trying to pitch out there.
Oh, really?
They thought Ciccoli was trying to pitch out.
He very well may have, because that's how far we Reeves swung. I mean, for him just not to only get like, it's his job just to make contact and protect his runner in that situation. To
Mhm.
get like, that's probably 100 off the bat, which is crazy. He smoked that ball. Tanner Reeves has had a few good games. That needs to be noted. He's gotten some crap, and he's been so so. There's been tough times. I'll say that. But he had multiple hits on Tuesday, and then he had another multi-hit game tonight. And then Mason Braun comes up, gets another RBI, his third of the game on a ground out. Omar Cerna singles. Um, and then this is when Curiel comes up, and I thought this is a weird call. You had runners at first and third, one out, and they try to squeeze bunt Derek Curiel, and it
Yeah,
just wasn't a good bunt. He bunted right back to the pitcher. They get I forgot who that was at that point.
Reeves.
That was Reeves, gets caught at home, and he also dropped the bat like right in the baseline. It was just a bad play by Derek Curry. I will give it to him. He's been good enough otherwise. But Beatty flies out to end the eighth, and then you go to the ninth, and it's got a little interesting in the ninth. After a pop out to start the inning, you get an error. This is the pop out. Yeah. So Dardar had a good night. You could tell. I think fielding wise, I think that ankle was getting to him here. Me and you were talking about it earlier in the game. I think it was starting to wear on him throughout the game, and high pop out in infield that he was unable to catch. I'm kind of surprised Steven Milam didn't just take charge and catch it, to be
Right.
honest. But I mean, to be fair, like the ball's got to be caught. But it drops in, and the runner was hustling, gets all the way a second on that. And then there's an infield single, another play. The ball finds you in baseball when you're struggling, you're hurt,
Yep.
you're banged up, or whatever. It was a slow roller at Dardar. I don't know if he was getting him either way. It was a tough play, but he wasn't able to. He caught it. He wasn't able to get a handle on it to make a throw. So your runners on first and second with one out here, and then a line drive single makes it 7-2, puts runners on first and third, and then a pass ball makes it 7-3, and then moves the runner up to second base. This is the one that Jay said that Aaron Beatty got hit in the wrist with the ball. It was hard to see from our angle, but he was in pain though, huh?
Yeah, it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. I mean,
Yeah,
he stayed in the game, huh? I
he
don't think he
did.
came out.
No, he didn't come out, and that's what's interesting. So that's this one out in the game right now, and he didn't receive another ball after that. Uh, we didn't like
That's
all camp.
funny.
Jay even mentioned it. You got a ground out and a pop out. I don't know if there was some foul balls in between or what. I'd have to go back and look, but he didn't even catch another ball after that, and they got two more outs, which is crazy. But get the ground
No,
out.
that was it. It was
It was two first pitches.
the pass ball, and then the next pitch after that was the ground out, and then the pitch after that was the pop out.
Wow, that's crazy. So that's what Jay mentioned. He's like, I don't even think he had to catch a ball after that. So it's hard to tell how he was feeling.
Right.
But Aaron Beatty's tough. We know that. But yeah, the pop
Yeah.
out is another high major league pop out. And this time, Steven Milam did take control, and he secures it. And Tigers win. Tigers win. LSU improves to 8-15 conference play, winning their first series since Easter weekend against Tennessee, and looking for the sweep tomorrow.
Wow. Looking for the sweep. Man, do we sound smart right now or what after we talked about what we talked about on Wednesday? You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. I'm gonna call two more shots here. Or I'm gonna call two. I'm gonna call one more shot. Jack Ruckert is gonna get his first home run tomorrow. Anybody who wants to use that for Paul's pick to click, that is my pick tomorrow is Jack Ruckert. He hit those balls so hard today. I thought the flyout was gone. And without the wind, right. And without the wind, they are probably well out of there. 100%. Jack Ruckert for pick to click tomorrow. Paul, if you want to clip this and use it for pick to click tomorrow, you're more than welcome. Jack Ruckert pick to click. I love that. The other easy pick to click is always Cade Aaron Beatty. He has hit so many home runs since he had that bad stretch prior to Tennessee.
Yeah,
like it's almost Paul almost has to make the pick to click rule about Cade Aaron Beatty now.
That's true,
because it's like, oh yeah, Aaron Beatty pick to click. All right, cool. Congrats, you won. Like ridiculous.
Yeah. To be fair, Mason Braun did get it tonight, but you're right though. I just want to give Braun a shout out. Braun deserves it. I just want to give Braun a shout out. He got a pick to click. But no, you're right. Aaron Beatty's just unconscious right now. And speaking of looking smart, I feel so damn good about staying on the Aaron Beatty train for the entire season. Man, that's why you trust Jay Johnson when Jay Johnson tells you something and says that he's going to be the best player in the program at some point before he leaves here. You listen to those sort of things, and we're seeing it. He's gotten better. NBA Tiger Boy tweeted, I saw, even though it was the stolen base he gave up, he threw out the runner, and then the next one they did get the steal, but it was like on an outside pitch that Aaron Beatty didn't even have his feet set, just whipped it there and almost got him. And Tiger Boy said, like, the fact that the play was even that close, like, just Beatty's got a cannon. And I replied, and I was like, both him and Cerna just have hoses, man. Like, if they get better in their receiving, they're both early round picks in the draft. Like, when their time comes, like, they just are that good. And to see where they're both at with the bat at this point, Cerna, 3/4 through his freshman year, Beatty his first year as a full-time starter, man, it's hard not to be excited about what we're seeing. Like, I know we're 8-15, and likely not to make the postseason as of now, but there's so much to be excited about with this team, and then Marcos Paz, man, just that kid is a stud.
I mean, it's hard to remember that Braun and Cerna are both true freshmen. Patrick and Ruckert, not that hard to remember because they've kind of shifted into the starting lineup, like,
Yeah.
towards the back half of the year. I forget Braun and Cerna are freshmen.
Yeah.
Like, that's how well they have been playing. It's crazy. It's so good to see. Like, if you have to have these years where you kind of reshuffle the deck and get some of those good young players some time to develop and get some experience, then by all means, we'll take a national championship every other year. But if you have to have a year like this in between those, I think the fan base will be okay with it. I think everybody will be okay with it.
Yeah, a Texas fan mentioned that on Twitter last week and, like, listed out, like, what they've done with Jay. Like, 2022 lost in the regional, 23 championship, 24 lost in the regional, 25 championship, 26 6-15 in conference play, and he, like, proposed a question to everyone else other than LSU fans and was like, would you take this? And like 99.9% of the people were like, absolutely, like, of course you would. Like, dude, like, you deal like this. Trip and I, shout out Trip, I just saw him pop in the stream. But him and I
He's
talked
got
about
us on
this
the big
earlier.
screen.
Love it, Trip. Love it. That's new intern for I don't, it's SI. Shout out to
LSU
Trip.
on SI.
Well deserved.
Congratulations, Trip.
But, like, you'd love to see, but what we saw 24 and then in this year not happen. I saw it. Auburn went and beat A&M 2 games today in Galveston. Not Galveston. I'm thinking of Galveston because of Kyle. That's A&M Galveston. In College Station. To take that series. And that's an impressive win for Auburn. But I just mentioned, I'm like, I mean, Auburn's, like, been in the top 15 like year after year after year. Like, they got a good program right now, and it just makes you wonder. I'm like, I'd love to see, like, trust me. If you tell me we're gonna win a national championship every other year and it's just gonna suck in between, it will suck, but we'll take it. But I love to see them kind of, even if you're not a national seed every year, just get some, I'm sure that's going to be a big point of emphasis for Jay in the offseason to prevent, these sort of things
These
happening
gap
anymore.
years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's what the secret to success might be. Tiger Joker says 3-0 win. I see Dave in the box before the game.
There it is. We realized it too. We saw each other at Paul's tailgate Saturday of the A&M series. And we were like, every time we see each other, at the box, like, they win, and then they didn't win. And then Joker made the point tonight. He's like, no, it's got to be inside the box. Like, we were outside. We were, like, right back there at the tailgate. We didn't see each other in the box, and that's the key. So, Joker, you got to be at I'm not going to be there tomorrow. But Florida series, I need to see you there all 3 games. Yep. We'll see. We'll test it. Maybe it's a Joker thing. Maybe it's you and Joker, and y'all get the magic.
It's a go deep dive Joker thing.
There it is. There it is. We got to
Joker,
test out the theory.
Joker, send me your number, DM me your number. I'll call you pregame, and I'll make sure I come find you tomorrow.
Shout
Done.
out to Joker, by the way. My man has he got me. Well, also through Paul. I gave like both of them allowed me to get one of the giveaway jerseys from that A&M weekend, and then Joker. I was going to buy a cheap ticket tonight and just try to get one of the Skip Bertman statues or get somebody to get it. Um, and Joker said he was getting a few. He had a couple tickets and he gave one to me. So shout out to my man for coming through with some cool memorabilia and collectibles to further build up the stream room, I guess you'd call it.
Fair enough. I just realized Paul's not watching. He said he wasn't going to be at the game tonight because he really wanted the thing, but he's going to pay somebody to do it. So I just made the whole pick to click plug. Not necessarily for nothing. Not necessarily for nothing, but yeah. Oh man. Goodness. All right, let's see what else we got. Gee, it was Occupy Left Field who said if he was one of them guys who loves ball and gets along with most of the fan base.
Yeah, I like Occupy Left Field. I could remember it's him or Nash. That's like the two big Texas accounts that I think of, but he's a cool one. I like him.
And Big Chief at first base coach too.
Yeah, Simpson. We noticed that Simpson wasn't there again today. He wasn't there. Was that Tuesday? He was out recruiting. He's still recruiting. Hopefully, they're getting somebody big because, as far as I can remember, that's the first time I've noticed one of Jay's assistants like missing a weekend series, SEC weekend series.
It's the hard part of specifically baseball stats because you can't. And I know the rules kind of changed and opened up a little bit more, but you still kind of have some parameters to work around. Is that you can only pay a certain amount of assistants, so you have to send guys like that out to go recruit. Right. That's one of the most asinine things about college baseball to me.
Paul's talked about that. I think he was just talking about it the other day with our friend Daily Joy. He said that like this year was the first year he's been able to pay like Chief and Tutco like a full salary. I think they were making like $50K as like some sort of assistant title or something like that. Up till this year.
To run camps.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those guys work hard, man. That's why we try to remind y'all, not just the players, like not y'all. If y'all are in here, we're not talking about y'all, but the folks that just drag the team when things aren't going well, like they're not working their ass off. Excuse my language, but I get very fired up when it comes to that. Like they're working their ass off. Like just give them a break.
Did we mention Case and Evans?
No. So Case and Evans, we actually after the game, if he will be available tomorrow, and Jay flat out said no, he's not going to be. He said he quickly interjected, or not interjected. He was already talking. He quickly mentioned that everything's fine. There's no setback or anything like that. But he said that Kaysen hasn't been able to throw a bullpen yet. It's just been pitch and catch. And he said that they felt it would be irresponsible to put him out there, having not thrown fully like that. Going back to what was that, the Texas A&M series,
right?
Like it was 8 or 9 days, or I forgot what he said it was, but he's played pitch and catch, hasn't been a full bullpen, and he made it seem as if like next week's the target. Shout out Tiger Joker getting some insider information here after the game. We talked to him right before the stream. He said he saw Kaysen, and Kaysen said that it's just precaution. He's feeling good to come back next weekend. So yeah, there's no cause for concern. They're just trying to play it super smart, which is 1,000% the right move.
So with that being said, how do you structure next week? Because William Schmidt technically did throw on Saturday today, so it would be the same amount of rest as if Kaysen had been pitching the whole time.
Right.
However, Schmidt did throw game 1. So then do you put Kaysen Evans at game 2 or game 3 next week, or do you slot him back into game 1? It's going to be an interesting puzzle to try to fit together come next week.
It is. Okay, so we're assuming that Kaysen's going to start a game.
Right. Yeah,
I
it's a
like,
fair point. He may not start.
yeah, well, just for this conversation, assuming he's going to start, it's tough also because you don't know like what his limit, his pitch count would be, and you don't want to put him at the start of something if he's only got 60 pitches in him for a game. But what we have to keep in mind is that the following week, week 10 of SEC play, is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series.
Mhm.
All those series start on Thursday. So if you move up Schmidt next week, leave him on Friday, then Kaysen's going to Saturday, then he's coming back with shorter rest the following week. And you won't be able to move him from Saturday to, you won't be able to move him from game one or game two to game one the
Right.
following week because he'd be going from Saturday to Thursday, which they're not going to want to do. I would assume
Coming
they
off
wouldn't
of
want to
this
do.
situation.
Exactly. So it's tough how they're going to handle it. I would think you may, unless they just leave it. Maybe they just leave Schmidt on Friday in game one. That's
Maybe so.
possible. They could do that. And then that would solve that in case it just goes to game two. Or maybe Paz. I don't know. Paz was incredible and he's getting better. So it'll be curious to see because, like I said, I don't think you don't want to start Kaysen in game one if you only
Right.
know that he may get 3 innings.
Right.
We saw what that can do to your bullpen. Um, That'd be tough. It's honestly hard to answer without knowing what his limitations are.
I would venture to say the best course of action, and then we can get back to the series for next week and beyond, is Schmidt, pause, and then Kaysen. Let Kaysen handle Sunday if you're going to throw him back into the starting role. I think that's probably the safest option in terms of longevity, in my opinion.
Probably. There's a good likelihood of that. And then you brought up that point on Wednesday's show about how good of a matchup advantage that Case and Evans could be on a Sunday or in a game three, and that's absolutely true. There's not many teams out there that would have somebody of that talent who has a full season or most of a season as a Friday night starter, and that experience in game three would just be. We saw him start
Fantastic.
some game threes last year, and he was
Right.
great. So that'd be interesting to see. I think it would largely depend on how they evaluate, um, William Schmidt and Marcos Paz's performances, and how they see that carrying forward. If they can trust them to build off of that.
Man, for two people who don't really like to toot their own horns a whole lot, we sure are talking about how right we are today.
I'm not. Got to take them when we can get them. I did.
Oh man.
Speaking of that, Tripp could tell you, I whatever at bat was directly prior to Mason Brown's home run when he was up, I told Tripp, I was like, he's going yard soon. Like I feel like he's due. He's been on fire. Like he can hit the ball. I told him, I was like, I watched that dude hit some home runs in the preseason scrimmages. And I think he hit one in Biloxi in the fall. I said, it's coming. And he didn't do it that time. The next one, he comes up and cracks one out. And I kind of forgot about it. Tripp's like, you called that. And I was like, I did. I forgot. I did.
Oh man.
Every
Alrighty.
Vaughn squirrel.
Every blind squirrel. Oh goodness. So heading into tomorrow, 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm assuming. Oh, here you go. Here's Trip. You had me thinking you were a time traveler for a second. He might be. He might be.
Maybe we'll see. I'm like specialize in one very particular thing that's like in 3 weeks is not going to be useful anymore. Like I'm done. See y'all in February.
Oh goodness. Heading to tomorrow night, or I guess it's not tomorrow night. 2 o'clock tomorrow. The assumption is probably not Case and Evans. Zach Cowan starting. We just talked about Case and Evans for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My assumption tomorrow is Zach Cowan. You on the same wavelength there?
I would think so. I'll say I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Guidry just because we know he likes doing that. But I would think Zach Cowan. I'd be curious to see what the if the wind's going to be the same way tomorrow, blowing in,
Mhm.
because the
That
last
would
time
be a
Cowan
big setup for Gidry though too.
Gidry too, yeah. But he did mention last week that not last week, excuse me, last home series against A&M. It was a day where the wind was blowing straight in. It was like almost like exactly what the weather and I was like right now. Which shout out to that, by the way. If I'm spending an entire day at the ballpark when in a tough season, weather like today was fantastic. Um, it was a good day. But Jay mentioned that part of the decision making to go with Cowan against that A&M lineup was the wind blowing in as hard as it was, and how hard it would be to, for them to hit a ball out, and still Caden Terrell did it anyway because he's that damn good. But I'd be curious to see if it's that. I would think Cowan, but I'll say don't be surprised if it's Gidry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you do throw Gidry tomorrow, it may be a good get right spot for him.
Could be for sure.
Not that he pitched badly in his last outing, but he did have a few rocky moments. Uh, on the South Carolina side, they are going to throw. I'm forgetting his first name.
Alex.
Valentin, Alex Valentin.
Alex
Valentin.
Valentine is what
Team.
I forgot. It was I apologize. It was a South Carolina beat reporter who everyone else knew. I didn't really get to introduce myself or meet him, but he was up there in the press box, and I asked him after if that's who they expect, and he said that's who Monty Lee, the interim head coach for South Carolina, said that they're going to throw. Alex Valentine is how you say his name.
Psycho pitchers of the midweek.
Psycho pitcher of the midweek. Go check out my retweet. It was Chris Phillips posted a video of it last year. If you remember, he pitched for Texas State last year. We're number 7. He's a like when we previewed, this didn't even click. It clicked like in the game who this guy is. But I even mentioned like he's got a funky 3/4 arm slot. And then once I realized, I'm like, oh my god, he's like his whole thing is funky. So he does like a shimmy in the middle of his wind up. Um, he was good for them. He's been disappointing for South Carolina this year. Jack, that was the South Carolina beat reporter's name. Jack, I don't know his last name, but shout out Jack. He'd even mentioned like there was high hopes for Valentine coming to South Carolina, but it's been pretty rough, especially in SEC play. I don't have his stats in front of me, but I can tell you he's a 3-pitch guy, similar to what you saw today, just from the left side. Um, Low 90s fastball. He's got a slider and a changeup. Like I say, he's a junior left-handed pitcher from Texas State. So yeah, watch this.
I'm not playing the sound. We have
Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
on here a few times, but Chris kind of got a little crazy with it.
He did.
But you can kind of see here how he's just like there's a reason why Chris called them the psycho pitcher of the midweek. You can see his whole little dance here and everything. Should be very interesting to see how that plays out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Should be fun. It should be real fun. Can't wait to see it in person.
South Carolina went to a couple of their good arms, the bullpen arms, in that second game today too, trying to keep it where it was at, and hope for a comeback. So I don't remember all the names, but I know when I was looking up, when I was given the stats, like the first 2 guys that they went to out of the bullpen tonight were guys with like around, like one was sub-3 ERA, I think, and the other one was around that, with high innings pitch. Like it was their guys that we previewed. So, yeah, I mean, you're in way, way, way better position than South Carolina is, pitching wise going into tomorrow.
All 4 of the relievers that they threw in game 2, are sub 4 ERA. 273, 252, and 372. So they used some good arms today.
They did. And Joker said it in the chat. He's a cocky, high energy guy. If you can get to him, he gets rattled. Joker, that's what Jack said has happened this year. He said he's been getting it back. I think he said in the Florida series, he gave up a home run, and whoever it was, they hit a home run, kind of shimmied after he hit a home run. One of the other series where he struggled, he walked the guy, and the guy did a shimmy going to first base on the walk. Like he's been getting it back to him. So he's at the box. Sure, there's gonna be a good Sunday crowd, nice weather. Yeah, that'd be interesting to watch for sure.
I have a feeling this is going to be a very high scoring game tomorrow.
I would, yeah, yeah. I would think. I actually think that the LSU pitching staff is going to do well. Like if they score more than 5 or 6, I may be a little surprised. I do think LSU can tee off. I felt good. You did as well about calling a sweep the other day. I said there was no game that I could point to and feel like there was any sort of advantage for South Carolina. And here we are 2 games in, and I couldn't feel any more confident about that pick.
I'm even going to lay a score prediction for tomorrow now. I'm going to go 14-3, 14-4. That's what I'm feeling.
10-run rule. I like it. A little 10-run rule action. That'd be nice. When's the last time they 10-run ruled somebody? I guess it would just be the
Kentucky.
Was that a 10-run rule?
Sunday, Kentucky. I think it was.
No, 17-10. It wasn't because it was the time. It was the time thing that they were up against. The curfew.
You're right.
You beat Tennessee by 10, but it was not a 10-run rule. Southern. When's the last time they 10-run ruled somebody on a weekend? It has to be Sacramento State. Game 1 of that Sacramento State series has to be it.
Let's see. Oh, we are going back.
15-4, if I remember right.
15-4 Friday against Sacramento State, March 6th.
Almost 2 months ago. Good Lord, man.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just had a good feeling about this game. So this series. So
we did. A lot of it has to do with South Carolina just being bad. But hey, they were above you in the standings. LSU chased them down and passed them. Yeah. Thank you, Blair. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. It's good to see you.
And she even threw the broom in there. Gotta love
it. She's a good fan.
Anything else before we get out of here and you get your butt on the road, Dave?
I don't believe so. I would say go watch all of the. I mean, I always say this, but particularly today, go watch all of the press conferences. We got to talk to William Schmidt in between the games. He was the only one that we talked to. And then Jay, and then Mason Braun is awesome. And then Marco Spaz, that was the first time he spoke with the media. And he's mature. He was good, and did a good job. And everyone had some interesting conversations and points made. Schmidt, if y'all didn't watch it, was hilarious. Y'all couldn't see it. I don't know if I told you about this. In between, I think it was like the top of the 4th inning, maybe top of the 3rd or the 4th, as Schmidt's warming up. When he throws his last warm-up pitch, and they're throwing down, Cerner's going to throw down to second base. Omar Cerner drilled him in the back. Like Schmidt stepped off the mound. I don't know what happened. Cerner yanked it and hit Schmidt in his nameplate. And Schmidt was hurt. It was clearly bothering him. He was good. The trainer didn't even come out. He just kind of took a second. The umpire gave him some time. But I asked him about it towards the end of the press conference. It's like, did you steal his lunch or something? What was that? And he laughed. And he actually said, he said he kind of owed me one for the wild pitches that I've had throughout the years. He had some self-deprecating that was hilarious. So go watch those. They were all really good, especially awesome. Seeing the freshmen talk about it, their experience and all was awesome. So y'all go check that out.
That's one of my favorite things about being in the media space is watching how doe-eyed some of the freshmen get when it's their first time speaking.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely looking forward to going to watch Marcus Paz.
Mason was awesome. I know I was there to speak with him one other time. Mm-hmm. I think he's spoken more than once, but he came in and usually we wait for the TV cameras to be set up and give the thumbs up that they're good to go, but there were no TV cameras in there. So everyone's just kind of waiting for Laura to say, go ahead. But as we're waiting, Mason just stepped up. He looked around. He's like, all right, let's do this, y'all. He called the shot. It was awesome. It's just, they're mature and they're having fun. and then just hopefully they can keep this going because it's starting to click. Hopefully, it's just not too late.
Yeah. I mean, 13 is not impossible. It's hard, but it's not impossible.
It's not. It's not. Especially with a win tomorrow. You need to win tomorrow.
Yeah. Because that puts you at 9, and that means you have to find 4 between Georgia and Florida. After that, is that right? Is that how math works?
That is how math works. It's not likely, but it's not impossible. Shout out Jared Mitchell mentioned this on Mic'd Up the other day. He's like, and he works for the SEC Network. He watches all these teams. He said he don't see either one of those two teams being, unbeatable. He said like Georgia plays in this little ballpark and your offense has been rolling. Who knows? You might just be able to go out slug them. If you can get one and just see. Florida's tough. They got good tough 1-2 punch. But even if you can get 3 and get to Hoover, need to win. Maybe 2 there.
Right.
You're gonna be playing a team that's low in the standings on day 1, and then just you see what happens from there.
That's why you play every game. That's why you
do.
play them all.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's get this wrapped up. We got to get you home. You're gonna be well past midnight tonight.
That's all right.
Your wife's gonna kill me.
She's knocked out.
We appreciate all of you joining us. Like and subscribe if you feel inclined to. We would appreciate it. Give us a follow on X. I'm at Zach Nunez TV. He is at DC Billiot Jr. You can follow the show at Go Deep Dive. You can follow it on TikTok as well. Go.deep.dive. We are also now on Instagram, which I made the Instagram without even telling David. I didn't think he'd care. And, our wonderful partners at The Know encouraged us to do so. So go give them a follow as well. Check out David's blog on The Know.
Yeah.
Almost forgot that one.
Game 1 is up. Game 2 I'll work on when I get home, and they'll have it posted in the morning, when they get up. Speaking of the No Network, shout out. I think AP said he plans on going live probably when we're done here for a late night stream. So go hop over on Timeouts and Tangents and see what AP's got going on.
Awesome. Yep. Go check out AP. Anything I'm missing? I got to be missing something. We have such a laundry list. We just need to put a banner at the bottom, just like with all.
We do need a banner.
Like we just need the banner. That way, just like final end of the show announcements, just look down there. That's all I need.
We do.
I'll work on putting that together.
I was gonna say Mr. Silent Partner knows who he is. Can we get that? This is why you join The Know. They're awesome. Look at this. Look at that producing right there.
Oh my God.
Clouds.
That was awesome.
Like magic to me. I don't even know how they do that.
I know how to do it. I just like I probably
on the spot. I mean,
down there like he wants a banner. That's awesome.
I don't know if it's Ethan or our silent partner there, but thank you.
Wait, should it say David or Dave?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
That's
Thank
awesome.
Y'all. What a night. What a day.
Oh, indeed. What a night. Thank you all for joining us. We will probably be back tomorrow night since I'm the one going and David's going to be home. I think we're just going to wait till I get home to get this recap for tomorrow's going. Lost my words. I'm still like dying inside.
I got tears in my eyes right
now. So I think we'll have a recap sometime tomorrow night once I get back from Baton Rouge. So be on the lookout for that. That's all. Thanks again for joining us. Peace. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, guys. Thank y'all.